right, let's talk about our pre-release guide. Got our lovely Lando on the front cover here. All right, so Alex, why don't you explain? So we got to treat this like it's brand new. We've done this literally for 5 sets now. We've done this for every set but set 1. I think we did one for set 2, didn't we? No, maybe we did.
Remember.
We did one for set 3, I think. I don't think we
definitely
did.
For set 3.
I don't know if we did a set 2 one because Alex, I don't even know if you were into the game that heavily at that point. Because I think
it was in the game before it started.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys were trying to play it, and I kept yelling at you because you guys were messing up the rules and playing wrong.
Oh, okay. I remember we played at Adepticon. I remember that, but that was about it. Like we didn't start the podcast until that June, I don't think, for the SWU stuff. So, but anyway, why don't you explain to us exactly kind of how you have everything mapped out, and then we'll go through each of the different sections.
Yeah, so I just threw things in the 3 very generic categories because obviously the ratios and what you pull are pretty important, right? So I can't just be like, yeah, well, this card is an A card, but only if it has this, this, and this, or this card is garbage. Unless you have like 6 of them, then you're fine, right? So it's in 3 categories. It's probably good, probably okay, and probably bad. Well, except for one category, but I'll get to that one.
We'll get to that one.
That one was funny. That was me having a goof. So yeah, no. Right now, we have the leaders up. There's a little box next to them, common and rare leaders, or the starter pack ones that you'll get, the spotlight ones that you'll get in your pre-release kits. But that won't necessarily be true if you're trying to just do pre-release events afterwards, because you won't have a pre-release kit with those cards in there. Unless you pull a showcase, you ain't playing them. So for the probably good, I have Java. I mean, like doing free damage-ish. Solid leader, Satine, because restore 4 on a leader is disgusting, especially in limited. Yularen, because double attacking in limited is generally pretty good, and there's not a lot of control in limited, so you actually will have units to get his ability off. On Mothma, because she expands your card pool immensely by having not paying the aspect leaders for the officials, so you can run a lot better cards, higher density of more interesting things, and probably a lot more officials themselves. Deidre, because, I mean, card draw or damage is disgusting. Cassian, because he's just really hard to out, and also swinging with your units and not being able to reciprocate attacks, very hard for sealed pools to deal with. Ooh, man, did not spell Lutheran right there. Luthen. Just because he's pretty fast, right? And if you actually trade your units and you progress toward an endgame state where there's not a lot of healing. Padme, because disclose and pings are probably really good. And then Sabe, because you are actually milling a 30 card deck, so that will come into play a little bit more. And also just like making their deck, their draws worse in a deck where not all their cards are fantastic. Right.
It's annoying. How about this? It's going to be super annoying in sealed environment.
Well, yeah,
I can hear the arguments coming ahead of time.
It seems, and these are all like, Roth equivalents. It's not like I have, I mean, I just did them by color, right? So it's not like I think Java's the best out of all those leaders. It's more just like,
yep,
they're all in one category. What I have next is probably okay is Palpatine. It kind of depends on a lot of the plot cards you get and how strong they are. Leia, just because getting experience in a limited card pool is pretty good, and you'll be playing a lot more cards that aren't like blue hero. You're going to be playing a lot more just like straight blue cards, so you actually get the ability off more. Dryden, if you see one of those little asterisks, that means I kind of like think they're right between those levels. So I think Dryden would be a lot better if you have a lot more 6-cost cards that you can dump and ambush, because ambush is very strong. If you don't, he's probably just okay. His flip turn's pretty good though. Governor Price seems again like super average. If If you have a lot of token generation, great. If you don't, okay. And then C3PO, because exhausting your opponent's units can be pretty good in a format where they will have probably one good unit and two bad ones. For probably bad, I have Lama Su because I don't think there's enough particularly impactful upgrades to justify using him. Bale, because you're just tearing your hand apart and there's not like smuggle in this set, so you're not going to run a whole deck of nothing but plots and Bale. Slymore is kind of an asterisk because in sealed you can have like a lot more units that are out there that aren't dead, so you can exhaust and like more likely to be exhausted, so you can create spy tokens. This looks a little bit iffy, and then like DJ's like the worst leader for sealed ever because you can't play hero or villain units, and that's the good ones in the card pool.
Yeah, he's the one that makes 0 sense, right? Like,
Yeah, he's the absolute like basically unplayable, and the only like double yellow card you get is like his ship, which I think is also rare. Like the Libertine, like it's
Why is he common?
he might be rare. I don't remember exactly.
This doesn't make sense.
I mean, I will say, you know, in sealed we tend to get less of the colored
DJ's rare. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we're gonna see DJ, but you're gonna get more like yellow and blue and green type cards that are neutral, but usually your bigger bomb type things or cards that are really impactful are gonna be hero or villain. So.
Yeah, like the good cards are the double aspect ones, and not the double aspect that DJ has. It's more like this is my really good green hero card, or yellow hero card, or yellow villainy card, and I can't put them in a DJ deck justifiably. Would recommend never playing DJ for sealed. And then the next one I have is just like the special cards. You should only get those in like your hyperspace or foil slots because they are the spotlight ones from the decks. I am the Senate is the only one that I think is not particularly great. I'm not sure if paying 6 for 5 spies is worth it in a limited environment when like the other 6 drops are probably better. And then the only probably okay one I have is like Anakin, and that's a little bit of an abstract. You are going to have a Padme, right, in every pre-release that you go to, and he's really, really good in that. If you're not playing Padme, then he's like fine,
right? Because he doesn't get the raid and
right. So it's just like he's decently statted. He's just that's why he's an okay. But I think the Chancellor Shuttle's pretty solid because like there's not a lot of crazy space, and also having 3 health and restore 1's pretty nice. I think Cad Bane is a lot more relevant in limited than constructed, even though I don't think he's super bad. The Corrupt Politician, I think it's just it was a 2/2 for 1 already, and then you might get a Sentinel out of it. I think Ahsoka's pretty neat. Typho we already spoke about, and then the Furtive Handmaiden is also a 2/2 for 1, and that's pretty good.
And she's actually really good in because she could tutor your hand for you. So
yeah, that's a little bit kind of weird in a sealed thing because you do have 30 cards.
Sure, I like it
and
though.
You might not be digging for something better.
True.
But I think it's not a relevant ability at all. I just think it's in sealed is a little bit less good than constructed.
All right. What about
but
the legendaries?
Out, like if you just got a bunch of garbage ones, you can draw a new one.
Well, that's why I like her, because in the Spotlight deck, I actually played it in the Spotlight deck specifically, and I was like, oh, I can get rid of this crappy I am the Senate card or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't I am the Senate, but
right.
Whatever card I had that I did not like, I just get rid of that card.
Actually, if we just want to talk about the leaders for a little bit, Sam, are these super out of whack, or do you see my logic with these?
I agree for the most part. I think Sly is going to overperform. I think Price is going to underperform. Mon Mothma is most likely going to underperform, depending on what you pull. There's a lot of officials, but you can't use any of the villainy ones, and there's a lot of villainy. You can't use... I mean, you're already taking everything you can in green, so it's not like you're picking and choosing. You're kind of just taking most of what you're getting in green.
But you can get Valorum for
True.
normal cost.
True. I think Yularen is going to be great. I think Satine is either going to be one of the best or like one of the worst, depending on what you get. I don't know. It really, a lot of these leaders depend on the pool, and I feel like this is one of the one sets that's really been the most pool dependent, more than a lot of the other ones. Like Jump to Lightspeed, you have all these different things you can do. You have all these pilot leaders. You have all of these leaders with like good actions. Legends of the Force, you have Snoke, where you don't even need the Force. You have Obi-Wan, that's just insanely good. You have Talzin, like it's
And
buffs
those
and
were the
debuffs.
three that were good.
I mean, a lot of other leaders did do pretty well, but those were like the big three. And in this set, it's really like we don't know if it's Jabba. We don't know if you're staying alive for Cassian. Luthen seems great, but you need to kill all of your own units to get that to happen, and you need to kill your own units rather than them killing you. Like Padme's going to be great. Sabe's going to be probably good. I can only imagine she's going to be good because you're discarding cards that they aren't going to get on top of cards that they might not know how to use entirely yet. So I don't know. I think everything leader-wise is super up in the air, more so than card-wise is up in the air.
And then it'd be funny just to give them the cards with the most text boxes.
Yeah, just take away all the stuff that's just basic, no text. You have to on attack do blah blah blah. All right, well figure it out. How are you going to use this?
Yeah, see, I think I'm a little bit higher on Leia than you are. I actually think Leia's probably a lot better. In
I give
sealed,
her an okay plus.
yeah, like I think she's like the one that will overperform personally.
She's the Ahsoka from last set of this set.
Yeah, or the Maul. So
See, Ahsoka and Maul were good.
yeah. But I will, I was kind of down on Snoke, and then Snoke did decent, and I think he performed, in my opinion, less than he should have. But like everybody else had really good success with Snoke. I'm not sold on Mon Mothma either. I guess I'd have to go back through and look, double check.
I mean,
but
just the ability to play ones out of aspect makes your pool better.
Yeah.
You could build them. It's easier to deck build around her. Yes. I think Deidre and Yularen and Satine and Sabe are like the top of the top. Like they are going to just be
Why
very
Satine? Because she's damaging your own base.
That restore 4 is insane.
4 is huge.
And she has an 8 butt, and you don't have a way. The only card
That's
you can
secretly
play.
Why Rey is good is the restore 3, not the experience tokens.
Yeah,
Sure.
You cannot. There's only one card in this set that can kill her. That's not a unit.
That's retaliation, right?
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
And if you have a Sentinel down, I don't even care. Like, I'm just going to restore my 4, and now you can't kill her still. So you have to kill her to get that restore 4 off the table. And you have to use 8, something that can do 8 damage through all your units. And then hope I don't have anything else. I genuinely think she's good. I mean, and I think she's going to be good in green and sealed. I would heavily play her if I have a decent green play. If I have Captain Typhoonus, more than one of those guys. If I have Mary Typhoid, there you go. I'm going to call him Captain Typhoid.
Where's the bingo card when we need it? Because
I have one.
saying all these things is just absurd.
I'm just saying, like that card with her is horrifically, insanely good. He just sits there as a Sentinel. You heal damage off him and just put it on your base.
Sure, yeah, he's amazing.
And then he also heals your base.
And then he heals your base.
But thank God he's a spotlight card, because you're not going to see a lot of them, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my triple play set of hyperfoils.
I like the Satine piece of it. I just feel like really good about the Satine piece. And again, it's just like coming from a world where there is a little bit more control in this set than we've seen before. And the fact that there is a little bit more restore in this set, well, I'm going to have more restore options at my beck and call. I could be wrong, but I will tell you, remember when we did our chaos draft and I drafted Ray and like for the most part had no issues? Like,
I was not there for that.
okay, well, I drafted Ray and like we did a chaos draft and there was enough cards that worked with Ray to just pretty much make a decent like semi OP deck, which is not good.
I went undefeated in 2 sealed leagues with Ray.
Yeah.
Ray is just like one of the best cards for leaders, for sealed just ever. It is because of the Restore 3.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I don't know. I feel like, are you using her ability like at all, except for healing your sentinels? Like
healing your sentinels.
Or I'm healing sentinels, or I'm healing something that
situational thing.
Yeah, if there's something where you're attacking into my units instead of my base, I just move the damage so I can keep my units alive. You know?
Yeah, I just feel like the hurting your base in sealed, and if your leader does die,
If
like
your
that's
leader,
just
then
insanely
you're just
harmful.
Sure, but
I mean, you're not use it like what? Use it 3 times before your leader flip at most. If you use it like every turn.
Sure, but then
like, you can't restore something that's not on your base, right? Like I'd much rather when I play Ray, I'd much rather have the damage on my base than on my units, because then I can just restore the stuff off the base and my units are still alive. If you start killing all my units, things kind of get a little bit iffy. But if I have a thing that like, oh, it's harder to kill my units and I'm putting the damage on base that I'm going to restore, it's like a double win.
Yeah. I still stand by I think she's either going to be the best or okay. Like, I feel like she could definitely overperform. I feel like by what you guys are saying, like, yeah, restore 408, great. But,
yeah,
like, if you draw a bunch of weenies and not a whole lot, like, if you just, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how it goes. I haven't done sealed of this set yet. That's all.
yeah. I will also say I feel Cassian should belong in the probably okay, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
it's hard to out, and it's mostly like the when your units attack, and then they can't get back into them. Like that's really big in limited format.
If they are units that have more health than the ones they're killing, but if they're just going to base, I can just go to base 2. And now it's just a race, and you better hope that you can outrace me. And without some of the race cards that we have in Premiere, I don't know if there's enough race card. Again, if you get like Sensas, okay, just if I get Sensas, I'll play Cassian. Like it won't even be a question, you know.
She's
like,
uncommon.
Yeah, I know. So like, I think like on that case, like sure, but if I get one Sensa, I'm not playing Cassian. Like it's got to be a couple of different Sensas. I gotta have a little bit higher probability to draw her. Like at least
your
2.
leader also swings for 6, which is really high.
I mean, I guess in that defense, you're playing Cinta immediately claiming, and then you represent 11 damage on the base with an unkillable leader. Like that's just kind of nutty because you play it immediately action cheating, then just immediately claim. Like that working together is just brutal if you pull it off. But of course, you have to draw the 1 or 2 that you pull.
Yeah,
at some point during the game because it's a plot card.
Yeah.
So I'm not as I think Cassian is. I think you have him a little higher, personally, but we'll see. I guess like I'm not opposed to playing Cassian. I will say I don't think C3PO will be okay. I think C3PO is probably worse in sealed.
Hey man, if they drop bombs, exhausting their bomb is really, really strong.
It is
useless, but like it is like literally just exhausting their just biggest thing is the most important part of that.
But
that
you
is
need
what
to
makes
have
them
your
better than
exhausted
bad.
unit.
You have to have an exhausted unit. So if you can't claim go into the next turn and then like exhaust something, like
sure,
it's okay. Like I said, I don't know.
He's in the okay category.
Like I don't know. Let's move on off of leaders. Let's talk a little bit about legendaries. I think.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like build your deck around this particular legendary. Maybe with 1 or 2 of them, but like, so this is more like, hey, if you got a legendary, don't
include it. Which I think we know you know to do it, right? You know, but there's a few of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some of them you just don't want to do. So this is more like, hey, I got this legendary. Is it worth building around this color kind of thing?
If I get confidence and victory and I win a game because of it, you owe me something.
I mean,
You owe
I'm
me.
sorry. You
Let's
won a
pay-
game with a bad card. Like, oh well, it happens.
Do you know the odds you have of having that happen?
I
1 in a million.
don't. I don't think it's 1 in a million because I can't play that card together. So
Yeah, so spoilers for the probably bad category. Yeah, confidence of victories in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of silly to do in sealed. Kylo Ren's command shuttle. I also put in here because I don't think that's worth playing, especially if your whole deck is not a bunch of sentinels because you're playing sealed. I got the Vutun Pala in there because there's not like a ton of droid
yeah,
like generation. And I have less talk as like probably bad, but like plus where it's like, hey, if you have a board and you capture a bunch of their stuff, that is enough of a momentum swing to like possibly win you a game. But it's not that great of a card.
Yeah.
for the probably okay. You have Krennic in there.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's for Sam. We'll give you that.
Yeah, sorry. So like yeah, Krennic, just because he is a bomb and he's a little bit hard to out because there's not like it. There's more removal than Legends of the Force, but it's not like an insane amount of removal. And he's a pretty annoying bomb. I have Vigil on here, and that's just because like reducing 1 damage to your friendly units and forcing them to go into the Vigil ship is pretty annoying. It seems okay. Chopper is a little bit higher. It's probably okay plus because like it is a 4/1, but it does not a lot. I haven't even.
I don't know. I think Chopper is definitely a probably good.
Yeah, and you go play against Padme and cry.
Yes, that is the one exception. Is the one ping leader we have this set. I agree.
It's just like both of you have to discard a card. I mean, you do 4 damage, which is pretty nice, but that's why it's between okay and good.
Sure.
Nemix Manifesto, because there's rebels, but not like an insane amount to just play, like you build your deck around that legendary.
Yeah.
And Sonara San is actually like a pretty decent bomb, so I have her between okay and good. 7/7 for 7 hidden is okay. Her ability is probably not crazy relevant, but it is like a good bomb. I have the probably good. I have Darth Scion just because things tend to die a little bit more in sealed. And he could just be kind of annoying, right? He could be like a 6/6 for 5, which is historically really good. Cassian, just because he's pretty annoying to out. I like Lando because like healing 6 is huge in a sealed environment, even if they have to like capture one of your dudes, whatever. Queen Amidala because like it's just really, really annoying and hard to out and gives you more board stuff. The Figure of Unity, it is really good on your leader. Because it just like buffs everything else, and it's not like a particularly terrible buff. I mean, like 2/2 for 3 is fine, but also raid 1, restore 1, overwhelm is pretty nice for wide boards. Dryden Voss because he could just win games on his own. Darth Treya because getting back your leader ability I think is really good. Thrawn because he's just a ridiculous bomb in sealed, probably the best bomb. Obi-Wan because you can play your opponent's cards, and that's far more relevant in sealed than it would be in competitive. The Lightmaker, actually, a little bit surprising, I think, to some people. But I think it's really good in a sealed environment as a 3/4 for 5 raid 4 unit. Because you tend to live a little bit longer, not a lot of space in sealed, and then swinging for 7 is kind of silly, and then also when it dies, you can exhaust their entire arena. Each enemy, so
yeah, so they can't kill it right away. They have to let you swing in with it,
right,
and then kill it at the end of the turn, so you get the extra damage.
Yeah, and 7 is a lot at 5. And then I have Nihilus. yes, he can hit your own stuff, but also if he just kills a unit, he starts getting bigger, and he can kind of just get out of control with a 6/6 for 7 that can potentially destroy one of their units when it's just played, and then go to a 7/7.
Yeah.
And also the card's really cool.
Yeah, I would definitely play that card. I say the only thing I think that is different is the Krennic is. I think Krennic is good. If I get Krennic, I would immediately play. Like, if he's the only green villain card I have that works, I wouldn't play that. But for the most part, I'm probably okay playing that
Yeah,
card.
I mean, if you drop a Krennic on your opponent, it's probably game over.
Yeah.
He is just a pain.
Unless they play Confidence and Victory next turn on me, because I have no space units now. And then I don't get to play a space unit, and then I lose because of that.
Yep,
Gotcha.
You did it.
I gotcha, baby. You spent all your resources on Tractor Credit.
Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah, and you cheated by not playing like Consolidation of Power at the very beginning of the first action.
Yeah, I think the big thing is Thrawn, right? Like, I think Thrawn is almost in a category of his own. Like, I also am a lot higher on Figure of Unity than I was when they revealed that card. At least in Sealed, I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I genuinely think that card in Sealed is actually pretty good, because you do get, your one-off like uniques and stuff like that. So even if you don't put it on your leader,
yeah,
there's a lot of other cards you can put it on that because they're unique. There's more unique units than we've seen before. And then I agree with you with Lightmaker. Actually, that card, it's a consideration to be putting in my Sabay deck. Actually,
interesting.
I started testing a little bit of that, but anyway, and I also think Lando is off the charts amazing. Like, I think
Heal 6 is wild.
Yeah, I just think Lando and Thrawn should just kind of be moved over to the side, at least in Sealed, and just say these are the if you get these are worth building around. And like, if I get Lando, I just want to play Satine. That's who I want to play. Just give me Satine. Let me play Satine and Lando together.
Almost makes me want to play DJ.
Almost.
Because it is silly in DJ.
So anyway, anything else on legendaries, or we move on to rares? I think
I'll just move on to rares here.
You want to do your one-off category that made my whole screen smaller because of your one stupid category?
You could have shoved it below probably bad if you really cared enough. So yes, under rares, I have probably good, probably okay, probably bad, and then 1 in a million tier. And no surprise, 1 in a million goes in the 1 in a million tier. If you do it, congratulations. I would never play this card in a deck.
He says this now, and then it's going to be the Alex's secret tech card later. He's going to figure out how to break it, and then we're going to all be like, "Wait, you said this card was trash. Why are we playing this?" And then
listen, size matters not. Sets your base stats to 5/5. When I just deploy my Ray leader, automatically I kill that with 1 in a million, easy.
There you go.
Sure.
All right. Anyway,
yeah. So I got for probably bad. I have Exiled from the Force. Double aspect cards are pretty hard to do, and all it does is gives you grit, which isn't terrible, but not great. The escape pod, because honestly, there's not enough like super destruction things like board wipes to really justify capturing one of your own units to play later. I have Hyperspace Disaster and probably bad plus, just because there's simply not like an insane amount of spaceships. It's not a bad card to play. Like, I guess if I had it, I would include it. I just don't think that it's definitely a bubble card that you can cut. Because 7 resources is pretty high to kill probably like 2 ships.
Yeah.
Got the I mean, like the Naboo Royal Starfighter. Let's see. Each friendly leader gets raid 2 and overwhelm. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, not great. Dismantle the Conspiracy is just a little bit it's like the event card that is kind of like Cad Bane, where you just like capture things that have a total of 7 or less health. Combined, it's okay. It's just really expensive, and also you need a unit out that's like
Not gonna
good to
die.
capture things. Yeah. A chance to valor him because playing double aspects is pretty rough, and I don't think he's worth playing out of aspect.
Unless you're playing my Mothma. There you go.
Right. You got Orn Frita, which is actually my least favorite Star Wars name that I've ever heard in my life. There are like a little bit of laws, more than you'd expect, but not worth it for 0-4, honestly. And then I got a Mirage Centel. That's the damaged one.
Yep.
Right, where if you're attacking a damaged unit, you get overwhelmed, and then when play, you do 3 damage to an undamaged unit. Her stats just aren't that impactful, and the 3 damage to an undamaged unit isn't nearly as impactful. But it is, bad plus. One way out is the heroic card. Sorry, I'm also like trying to remember these as well. You get to attack with a unit, it gets +1 and overwhelm. And you blank their ability if you attack them. So really good if you're attacking like a Cassian leader. But that's like a +1 and overwhelm's probably not worth the 1 resource you're paying for it. Then I got Chairman Papanoida. Again, double aspects are really rough. And up next, kind of controversial. Good thing JJ's not here. Is the Punishing One. I don't think there's enough. I just don't think the stats are worth it for what you're doing. You do tend to have a little bit more like units, and they're probably damaged, but I don't think that's an impactful enough 5 resource play. Then I got Grand Moff Tarkin. I know Tanner hates that, but I don't think it's particularly relevant in the sealed pool.
I don't think so either. I would not play it in sealed unless I knew everybody was playing a bunch of ships.
Yeah. And next is Libertine. Again, double aspect, and also like not good unless you're playing DJ specifically. Special modifications requires a transport to use, and it just gives you +1/+3, and then you get a. Okay, it doesn't require a transport, but it does require a transport if you want the spy token. Gives you +1/+3. It's fine, whatever. Evil is everywhere. You have to have a villainy, a whole bunch of villainy units to defeat a unit whose cost is less than that. So generally not a lot of impact. And then Moral Authority, which is gives you +2/+0 for 3. You attach it to a unique unit, and it captures an enemy non-leader unit with less HP than it. So it's not that impactful, and it's also unique locked. So probably not good.
Yeah, in sealed we play a lot less unique characters. Though this has more than we've seen before. So.
Yes, but also like you have to capture something who's like
less health.
Has less health than you, right? So like you're not capturing their big stuff, which is generally what you want to use your capturing things for. Yeah. So no, probably okay. I actually probably okay plus. I have Galen Urso. Mostly just because you could just blank whatever your opponent has out there. Like his, like calling it for the entire deck's probably less relevant, but more it's like, oh, this giant, they have Captain Typho out and he's really annoying. I'm going to blank his ability so I can actually get past him or something like that, right?
Yes. I actually think he's really good. But you have to know the set.
Good. Just not as good in a limited environment. I think he's pretty good and constructed. And then I have a Major Partigraz. People are building around him for some Wat Tambor stuff, but he's fine. The 0/6 overwhelm +2/+2 when your officials swing. You need officials. Like you need to build an engine with him in there. Vice Admiral Rampart, I think just 3 aspects is a little bit steep for a limited. And it has to be other units. Official. And he's a 3/6 for 4. Yeah. So he's fine, but not that great. There's your
He-
trade route.
I say he's okay. I will retract a little bit. If you have spy generation cards and you are able to generate spies more often, then he's better.
Partigrazes, yeah.
Yes, Partigrazes, yes.
Yeah. Like I said, you need like an engine around him. And
Yeah,
then he's a lot better.
Like, and that's the same thing. Like the Vice Admiral Rampart is the same thing. If you have like spy tokens, they're officials, so like you can give them the experience.
Well, Rampart doesn't require official.
I thought he did.
No, you have to disclose green villainy, and that's the issue. It's like, well, you're doing three aspects. You're not necessarily running all villainies and stuff in your deck, and it has to be up to 2 other units, so you can't buff himself, and he's a 3/6 for 4, which is okay. It's just that's why it's in the okay category. The trade route taxation, a lot less impactful in a limited environment. There are some really nice events, but also they might not even just be planning on playing an event that turn because they might not even draw on it, right? But it's an okay plus. Like it's right in line. And the next one up is Arhinda Price. That's the when defeated, you may defeat another friendly unit and do 4 damage to their base. You don't want to neg yourself like that in a limited environment.
Sure,
but it's still 4 damage, and
if you're creating spy tokens, it's a little. Again, it's if you're able to either go wide or create spy tokens, it works very well.
Yeah, it's better, but like you're not necessarily guaranteeing that, which is why she's okay. I got the Fulminatrix.
Fulminatrix?
Yeah, whatever that thing is. It's the planetary bombardment ship is what that is. It's just a giant bomb. It's a 9/7 for 8. But when played, you can deal 4 to a ground unit, and on attack, you can do 4 to a ground unit. So it can close games out pretty fast if you manage to get up to it.
Yeah, you have to get there.
That's why it's okay. And then I actually have the elite squad here as well. I think they're a little bit underrated, honestly. I like these things. 6/8 for 8, a little bit steep, but it's got grit. And then when played, and then when damage is dealt to them, you could do 2 damage to another unique unit, which isn't irrelevant. But if you start slamming him into things, then you build up his grit. Then he's like a massive threat, and also like you can kill other things. So I think they're pretty cool. See, up next, and yellow is fully armed and operational, and I am blanking on what that one is. Oh my god. Fully armed and operational.
I'll look at
that's the villainy one. Sorry. It's the yellow villainy. If your opponent attacked your base during their previous action this phase, play a unit from your hand and give it ambush. And it's got plot. So, like, you can surprise them with it, and ambushing things that don't have ambush is always very strong, but it seems okay. Up next is Taladurith. That's the 3/3 for 3. Each other friendly unit gains hidden. And she has plot. It's a nice tempo play, but that's about it. Then I have the Mandalorian up next in OK Plus. He's a 6/8 ambush, and that's like for 8. That's the main reason. He's a 6 ambush. And when he attacks and defeats a unit, you may choose an enemy unit, and you capture it. So, like, if you kill a bunch of 0/2 spy tokens, you can just start capturing a whole bunch of their really good units.
Yep.
Implicate is like it's okay. I'm trying to.
It's the one where it's a sentinel, and if you you get to give something sentinel, and then when it's attacked.
Yeah,
you get to give it. You get a spy token.
Yes,
I actually think that's a good card in sealed.
You just have to have a unit that's gonna eat more than 1 attack, or else it's like, you're paying 2 for a spy token and reducing 1 attack. Yes, and then Restore Freedom is the last one that I have in OK, and that's play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less for each heroic aspect. So you need a board full of heroic aspects to even get value out of it, and it already costs 2. So like you need 3 heroics, and that's I'm not going to go super in depth in the probably good ones. I just wanted to explain like why the other ones are probably not that great. So for probably good, I have Newt Gunray, Condemn, Emergency Powers, Captain Rex, Bo-Katan, the Eye of Aldani, Chancellor Palpatine, First Light, Mon Mothma, Cyril Karn, Karis Nemec, Lutheran's Hallcraft, Alexander Callis, Zeton Moj, Saws Ewing, Toppled the Sonnet, Grievous, Arrest, Blue Ace, Stolen, Starpath Unit, and the Ebon Hawk.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think out of all of these, like I think Chancellor Palpatine is super freaking good. And I guess maybe we just say anything that has plot on it right here that's in this category is good. There you go. That's the answer. Is anything with plot in this good category is just play it, you know.
It's a lot more flexible because it's like a safe resource that you can do for your leader.
Yep, and like Palpatine is just super good in every deck when your leader flips because it creates 2 Sentinels, and yeah, it doesn't do anything back. I get it, but it's 2 Sentinels that stop Palpatine or stop you from killing Palpatine unless you hold 5 resources for retaliation. So, and if you're holding 5 resources to begin with, and I swing with something else, and then you pass, I know you've got retaliation, and I'm not swinging with Palpatine, I guess. Yeah, I'd say the other one, like, I think Mon Mothma is okay. She's a little high costed for what she does, though. Like, I feel like she might be in the other category.
She's got Restore 3 as well.
No, all right. Yeah,
she gets you right back into the game.
And, you know, I think Topple the Summit is also going to be a little bit harder, I think, for people to get off on the plot side, just because people don't always have damage units. So usually we're fully trading units. We're typically, but it might be a little different with spy tokens right now because spy tokens only do the 2 damage and yada, yada, yada. But other than that, I think this list is solid. Like, I think if you get, like, the Eye of Alderani, or you get Palpatine, or you get a new Gunray, I think you play around those, like, or you build around those. Like, I think those start to force your deck into that that thing. If you get Cyril Karn and Deidre, you have to play them together, though. Just so you know, like, if you get Cyril Karn and you don't play Deidre deck, then I don't know what you're doing. All right.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how like little I think green is. Just kind of across the board. Like most of these, like green tends to lean more towards the okay and bad. I think that's an interesting takeaway because like last set, like yellow was like really rough and limited.
Yeah,
and now it seems like and there's a lot of really good green stuff, but it seems like they're just like slightly below what I want, or more like my secondary aspect where I mainly have like blue or red. So,
I personally, there's only one change I would make, and that is swap the Mandalorian and Punishing 1. Because Punishing 1, if you let it live, over time it's going to rack up all those damages. You're not going to kill those units. You're going to get a crap ton of Raid 1. And the Mandalorian for an 8 cost, 6/8 ambush capture stuff, that's great. But I have only done, I think, a total of 3 games in pre-release events that have gone to 8 resources.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of mine go to like 8 or more.
Okay, then maybe that's just like how mine go and like a lack of experience, so I don't find myself playing those. Same with like the Bo-Katan unit. If your games go faster, you're just like holding on to that. You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
And if you drop Bo-Katan, you blank their entire turn, functionally.
True. But isn't that a 9 cost?
It is.
Yeah, so it's like
Alex is the only one going to 9 cost. Yeah. The rest of us are like, yeah, whatever. We'll be done at 5.
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm lower on Cassian, is because you need him on 6. And unless you have a way to immediately action cheat on 6 with like Cinta, it gets to be a little harder and it mucks it up a little bit. But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever played a game of like Seal. Maybe very rarely where I haven't like deployed my leader and had like meaningful turns with them.
Sure. So, yeah. I just mean a 6/2 is if you don't have the initiative already.
Yeah.
So So typically we don't go through uncommons and commons like in depth. I will say we have them for you in the sheet, the document.
Yeah, we could do another like supplemental something with me going over the commons and uncommons, but that's like an hour of me just reading text and telling you, no, this isn't good for X reason. So
yeah,
good, bad, good.
Yeah,
Bad.
and Alex, I think actually one of the things, maybe if you have time this week, pick a night that you have time. Maybe it has to be a little bit later, but I don't have my leagues this week, so I don't have a lot. I actually got a pre-release kit from FFG that we opened, and I save those cards aside. Like, so I set them completely aside. So if you would like, we could probably go through those and then kind of look through the things. I got 0 legendaries, so we don't have to worry about that. I think the only thing is I'm going to have to go back through and find the leaders because I pulled the leaders out. But other than that, I kept everything else the same. And we could actually go through these commons and uncommons if you want to kind of talk through a few of these things while we look through the cards.
Sure.
So, but I think really the big notability in here is you just pay attention. The idea behind it is if it's in the probably okay and it has a star by it, it's because there's a precursor that you need to make this work.
Yeah, it's usually like if you have these cards and it kind of pushes into the good or okay, depending on which side, or it's like this is good situationally kind of thing.
Yeah, the only one I will disagree with is the Elia Kane. I actually think Concealed Elia Kane is probably good. In every other world, I would never run her, but we saw how powerful Scanning Officer can be. Now, this doesn't exhaust your resource, right? Which sucks. I wish they would just give me that again because I love playing Scanning Officer. That was like one of my favorite cards
Sure.
to play. But I genuinely think Elia Kane in this set, like, I mean, it allows you to play something a little under curve to be able to screw with your opponent's resources.
And if they're not playing plot cards or they didn't draw their plot cards, then she's on 3/6 for 4 raid 1.
My belief is that people are going to play plot cards this set and that you're going to see a lot of those. Maybe in your world, people will be like, nah, I don't want to play this. But
well, like you also have to have like the 3 resources you flip over. They have to be plot and they have to be bad enough that you want to dump it. And I don't know. There's a fair bit of plot.
In every world, if I flip over a plot resource in their thing, it's getting discarded because they cannot recur it to hand.
Yeah. I mean, it's like better to discard it than not.
They're never gonna get it, and I just hope they don't put another plot card down. So, but that's kind of the same thing. Like you could kind of see, you know, and again, a lot of like anything double aspect for the most part, we're saying no to. So like that's a pretty easy one. I will say when you get down into the commons, there is quite a bit of green in that okay. And
yeah,
your big thing, it looks like is, you know, red. And then some of your neutral villain is really high on your estimations.
Yeah, like the neutral villain cards were just like, oh, this is like decently statted. Like this is just a 2/2 for 1, and this is a 3/2, but it has hidden, or this is 3/2. Look at their hand. Like it's just like, oh, these are just like decently statted units, and they didn't get that in heroic. They just got like weird ones, or like a 4/3 for 3, which is just like, no, wait, no.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that because 1 unit can kill me, you know.
Oh. So anyway, so I would recommend going through those. We'll try to have like a supplemental video before the end of the week out for people so that they can look through them. If not, you're welcome to browse the pre-release guide that we have, and hopefully you have good luck at your pre-releases.